If I as a brown man sat there and pushed for us to kill black men, to kill black babies, to slap old black women, oh damn it, you'd be fucking pissed off. And I'm pissed off right now because this is some bullshit. What's good, everybody? So, yeah, we're going to talk about this vile piece of work named Charleston White. I've hesitated to even speak on the man. I don't like giving him any type of clout. I don't even really bring his name up. People have been asking me for months, if not a year or so, to make some kind of video on him, what he does, and who he is. And I've just, I refused to do it until now, because I think he's finally crossed the line where I have to say something, and he's going on platforms saying the most vile and disgusting things, and people are letting him go on his platform. So he has already huge enough platform, much larger than myself, that are pretty much, I would say, advocating for the guy. Because if you're believing this guy on your platform, then you're okay with it. So let me show you, first of all, if you guys don't know who Charleston White is. Where's that here? That's Charleston White right there. He started off as actually always pretty much talking about black issues, and he would be very extreme about it and say some crazy stuff, but there is always some times that he has a lot of truth to what he says. And for that reason, I was like, all right, this guy's he's doing his thing. He's being over the top. And I kind of always knew that it was going to head to this thing, because what happens is, when you're an over the top person, and he claims to be a shock jock, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, right? When you're an over-the-top person and you're a so-called shock jock, well, it takes a lot to shock people. So you start off, juggling the pinballs or the pins, the bowling pins. And after a week or so, people walk in the room and be like, well, all right, that's cool, but it's getting boring. So then you add a knife. So then you add fire. Then you add a chainsaw. And then you don't know what to add. And that's what's happening with Charleston White here. Let me let you hear some of the stuff that he talks about.
I don't give a about China, Mac. I need people, nigga. I think these stores should be robbed. I think these women should be brutally by big dick, well-hung black men that women.
Oh, man.
China, Mac. I think Chinese baby, nigga, and uses alligator bait. I think
So what he pretty much was saying there, he's saying old Asian ladies should be robbed, don't care about the Asian community, that he thinks that Asian babies should be killed and used as alligator bait. Keep going.
In Mexico, let's kill some Mexicans. Let's just go put in some work on some Mexicans. Homie, but that's why I try to stay out that shit.
Yeah, it'll touch home each time.
Oh, well, because I'm going to start rattling the drum. I'm going to start saying, let's go to war with these essays, homie. Fuck these bitch-ass Mexicans. Nigga, they did what? No, nigga, we ain't friend with our Mexican neighbors no more. Yeah, we got an attitude with our Mexican co-workers now. Yeah, we working in the drive-thru spitting in all the Mexicans' food.
Yeah.
No, homie. We got the prostitutes robbing the Mexican construction workers now. Yeah, we back to robbing the drunk Mexicans coming out the bars on the weekend, because we know they got a pocket full of money drunk and they horny. So we got them women come. Nah, homie, we know the Mexican get weak when he drunk and horny. So now we setting him up to be robbed.
That's Charleston White. That is the vile individual that says things like this. And another reason that I didn't want to make this video, because I didn't want this to be a reflection of the African American community. I've spoken to countless amount of brothers. Some are YouTubers, some are regular. And not one person out of Los Angeles or Southern California that I spoke to actually supports Charleston White. Charleston White is a evil, divisive individual that will say the most outlandish things just for views, just for money, just for clout. Some will say, and the same thing he says, he's a shock jock. I say bullshit. I say you can't hide behind the phrase that you're a shock jock to say the things that you say. Imagine for 1 second now. Let's put it in somebody else's, place. Imagine for 1 second that I brought a white supremacist to my platform that I knew was going to get me views. And that white supremacist was saying we should slap around old black ladies. They're worthless. We should kill black babies, use them as alligator bait because they're worthless. We should go and rob black men after they work because they got some money. Let's rob these guys. And start saying the most disgusting things you can think of about black people. They wouldn't tolerate it. They would have every reason not to tolerate it. They would be upset, making some major noise. But the disgusting thing is that there is such a double standard when it comes to people like Charleston White, Tariq Nasheed, that say the most outlandish, disgusting things about other races, other people, yet they still have platforms. Yet people still invite them to their platforms, make every excuse in the book for the things they say. But if it was the other way around and somebody was saying a quarter of the things that Charleston White says about the black community, they'd be up in arms. And like I said, they would have every right to be up in arms. Imagine if I all of a sudden said, I'm a shock jock, and just start talking the most wildest, disgusting things about black people. You would have every podcaster that is African American from here to the East Coast making videos about what a racist I am, what a piece of shit I am. But you got a man here, Charleston White, that goes on all type of platforms, spews all type of hate. But does he get a pass? Doesn't get a pass with me. Not whatsoever. And he shouldn't get a pass with any of you as well. Because if you think this is okay for a black man to sit there and speak about Latinos, Mexicanos like this, to speak about Asians like this, then you got a problem yourself. Then you're sick in the head yourself. Because one day that energy is going to come back towards you. I think he had a show in New York. I believe it was canceled. I think China Mac was pressing up on him, was going to pull up on him. And he had every right to pull up on him. I hope he doesn't plan to do any shows out here. If he does a show in LA, I'm sure to go to see Mr. Charleston White. And anywhere else that he's going to try to do a show, people should pull up on him. Should go up there and have him answer for the vile, disgusting things he's doing. You can't hide behind, I help kids, I do this. Nah, homie. You could be a Boy Scout leader, help all the kids take them camping. You touch one kid, you're done. That's the same thing with him. You've crossed the line. You're literally telling people to go kill other people of other races, to go rob people of other races. The reason the gang problem happened here in Los Angeles the way it did and the whole brown and black having such issues, it was for those exact reasons. And we're not trying to go backwards in 2023. We're trying to move forward. But people like you, Charleston White, are the reason we get held backwards. All these things that you want to help, nah, Playboy, you're here just to get the bread, homie. You're here just to get the money. You disguise yourself as a man who really cares for his people, but all you care about is that necklace right here. All you care about is that money in your pocket. You don't care because you won't be the one out there because you're a coward. That's what you are. Other cowards are this. People with the platforms that allow Charleston White to say the stuff he does. Real Life Productions, that is the one they actually clipped that portion of the audio that I let you guys hear. They clipped it and released it as a video. You should be ashamed of yourself, especially if it's a black-owned platform. You should know the destruction that words can do. This is some bullshit that you think a black man go there and say all these things, and just because he's a black man, he should be able to walk away scot-free because I'm a shock jock. Well, I call bullshit. I call bullshit on your platform. I call bullshit on Charleston White. I call for anybody to go to these guys, report anytime Charleston White's in there. Hate speech. I'm not for sitting there and telling people what to do, what to say. But when you're saying stuff like this, you've crossed the line, because there is a line. And Charleston White crossed it. He's been crossed it. But now I just can't. I can't just sit here and be silent over this thing. It's not giving him a clout. It's giving him a reality check, people. We need to check these platforms. We need to check Charleston White. We need to make sure he's not making money off of this stuff. Report the hell out of him. Hate speech, because that's what that is. You got somebody like Kanye says one little small thing and he's gone, homeboy. But Charleston White could sit there and say anything about black men, because he does talk shit about black men, about brown men, about Asian people, just for the bread. And anybody who puts that guy on the platform, you're a piece of shit yourself. With that, I'm out.